I made the Elite Series on 3 baits. That's all I threw all year, and it's possible to keep things simple and still outperform other people. But going into it, a bait everyone uses, everyone knows about. John Cox is dialed on it. Okay, it's the dang Senko. It's simple. You know, this Senko, I caught 111 pounds in 4 days of fishing on Lake Fork, pre-spawn largemouth fishing. This is a bait that excels. It is one of the best lures ever made in bass fishing, and there's a couple of reasons for it. One, it has the most natural presentation out of any bait, in my opinion. It's slow falling, it has wiggle. There's a lot of different opinions on what it's imitating, but there's, it could be a sunfish, it could be a duck turd. There's so many different things that it could be. I don't know if you're going to keep that in the video, but no, but like, this bait, it can be so many different things, and regardless of what you think it's imitating, it gets bit. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I use forward-facing sonar a lot with this bait. A lot of people tend to think it's just a bank bait, like you're throwing it in the grass up against a tree, dock fishing, and it excels there too. But forward-facing sonar is a player, and in that 5 to 10 foot range, when the bass are just moving up on the edge where they're going to push up, but they're kind of near the deeper water, I'll throw this bait at them. They don't see it a lot when they're in that, area of the water. So, it's this bait, it just works. And one thing that a lot of people struggle with is the hook. I have experimented with a lot of different hooks, guys. I mean, I've spent a lot of money on hooks, just on hooks, because I've had issues losing fish on a Senko. And after Lake Fork, when I caught, a couple 30-pound bags on solely a Senko, I had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, what hook are you using for your Senko? And it's the Neko hook. It's a #1 VMC Neko hook. I don't have a hook sponsor. I'm not plugging anyone here. That is simply the best hook. Reason being, it's super stout, but it has a finessey, it's not too big. It looks kind of big, but they don't care about that at all. People give fish too much credit, to be honest with you. And when it bites it, you have them. There's a little bit of an offset in this hook. If you look at it straight on, the point, it comes out like that. So a lot of the problem is people will use like a circle hook or a smaller hook because they want it to be like, as natural as possible. And they lose a lot of fish because the fish will bite it and it won't get them as good. It'll pop out of their mouth or it won't get them as good. This hooks them every single time. I caught, like I said, I had 4 mega bag days on Lake Fork and I lost 1 fish on this hook. And I mean, that should speak for itself. I promise you, it's the VMC Neko #1, not 1/0, #1. Another thing, this is something weird. I get made fun of a lot about this. I use straight fluoro, okay? A lot of people have done braid to fluoro. The reason for that is it's a confidence thing. Everything in fishing is a lot of the success of a bunch of different anglers. The reason they have success is they are confident in what they're doing. That is huge. So I am just confident in straight fluoro with a Senko. Maybe I can't cast it as far, but when I'm up in bushes or in trees or in rocks, I think that I don't want to have a knot rubbing against a piling or, in the grass with zebra mussels. We're in New York, there's a lot of zebra mussels. I like having the straight fluoro. It's not for everyone. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I just find that I'm more confident landing fish and not having your line break with straight fluoro. It's a weird thing, but that's what I do. You keep it simple. I keep it simple with the Senko and it works. My absolute favorite rod, my favorite rod to throw a Senko on is the Douglas DXS 704F. So it's a 7-foot 4-power spinning rod. It is, you know, long enough where I can make a bomb cast if I'm in open water, but it's short enough if I get really tight into cover like docks or wood like we have here, I can make accurate casts. And that's, you know, that's really this setup. This setup has won me a whole lot of money, and I don't think I'll ever not have it on my front deck, even on the St. Lawrence. When you're smallmouth fishing, I'll sometimes pull this out and find a random dock and flip it with a Senko. So Senko is a crucial bait. I always have. There's one right up there, big one. Big one. Big one. Got him. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. That was cool. Oh, please stay on. It's a big one, guys. Oh my. That's the power of the Senko. That's the power of the Senko. Stay on. Come here. Stay right there. Stay right there. Yes, sir. Oh my God. That is so cool when you watch them bite up shallow like that. Look at this. That's a chunk, man. And that's it. The Senko just gets that fish. Like, that is a good largemouth bass that probably wouldn't bite another bait. I guess that wraps it up. Prespawn, chatterbait, jig, Senko. Get you some.